Alrighty guys, welcome back. Today we're back here on SnowRunner once again, ready to go ahead and check out a brand new mod. So if we go ahead and head on down into the mod browser here, and we go into our sort and filter, and we select date added with the arrow pointed down, we can go ahead and find this vehicle right here. Currently has 22 likes and 5 dislikes. It's by Glitchworks and it's called the GWC 1978 Buster. Now, if you guys couldn't already tell, it's a 1978 Ford Bronco with no branding, so it's completely console friendly. And judging by the description, I'm guessing there's a pretty decent amount of customization for this thing. So we're going to go ahead and hop straight into Stam Super Trucks today, and we're going to go ahead and do a full customization on it, and then do some tests on it, and see what this thing is all about. So I'll catch you guys as soon as I'm loaded in. Alrighty guys, so here we are. Head on into the truck store here. If you scroll over just a little bit, we can go ahead and find our truck here, the GWC Buster, and you can pick this bad boy up for $25,700. So now let's go ahead and check out the customization. Starting off first here in engines, we can go ahead and find that in this thing stock we have a 351 Ci small block. Moving down the line one, we can select a 400 Ci big block or a 460 Ci big block. And both your engine options here are $3,500. Moving on down into gearbox here, we're going to start off here with a 5-speed default gearbox, and we have the option to switch it to a 6-speed highway gearbox or a 4-speed off-road gearbox. Moving on down into suspension. Now in the description I did see there was a decent amount of customization and options here in suspension. We only have 3, but actually the stock normal height suspension we currently have on actually isn't that low. It's rather actually a little bit tall. So I'm glad they do give us a lifted option here, or even a monster truck option here. Now it really depends on what kind of build you're going with this thing. If you just want to make it a mud monster, or you just want to mess around with it and make it look cool, I feel like lifted, there you go, like 10 or 12 inch lift would look pretty good, and then get some big old street tires on it. Really depends on what look you're going for, what build you're going for. For today's build, we're going to go ahead and spend $6 grand on the monster truck suspension, and we're going to put some big old mud tires on it. Alright guys, so here's the biggest tire you can put on this thing. It is a 51-inch monster tire. Now I can almost guarantee this thing would do really well in the mud, just of how high it sits up, as well as the ginormous tires we have on it. However, something a little bit more practical would be our 44-inch GWC Swamp Bogs, or just boggers. So we're going to go ahead and throw those on for $2,800 and move on down into our winches here. So we're going to start off first with the stock winch, and then there's a stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4. Moving on into visual customizations, there's a decent bit here. So here's the first one. It's just the rear seat. As you guys can see through the window there it is. And wait just 1 second, and now it's gone. So that's that. You can choose if you want a rear seat. Next, moving on into lights here, we can choose from a 5 light bar, or a 7 light Baja, or an LED light bar straight across. Really, once again, depends on what look you're going for. I think the LED light bar here is a little bit more modern, a little bit more cleaner, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on. And for the roof, we are going to want the rear roof, but here's what it looks like without it. I really do love these bullnose Broncos. They definitely nailed the look with or without the top on. But anyways, we're going to be doing some mudding with this thing, so we're going to want the roof. But now moving on down into rear supplies here, we have the option to put some in the back if we want. Looks like a couple of tires, gas tanks, and toolbox, and that will get rid of our rear seat for us. Moving on down into the rear bumper, here's our stock bumper 1, and then here is the heavy blacked out bumper, which I personally prefer. Or we have the Overlander supplies in the rear, or the tubular bumper here. I don't know, looks a little bit goofy with it, just a little bit, because it kind of looks like my exhaust pipes are up right above them, so I don't know. I think I'm going to stick with heavy. However, the Overlander supplies looks pretty nice on it, not going to lie, but heavy bumper it is. Now here we have the option to throw on some fender flares. Do we need them? Not really. Do they look alright? I mean, kinda. They don't look that bad. So might as well throw them on, just because we're doing a build on this thing. Personally, I would not put these on, but you know what, I'm just going to take them off. Alright, moving on down into roll bar here, we have the option for one singular roll bar. As you guys can see, there it is through the window. And then here we have an extended roll bar, which goes all the way to the back. Looks like it'd make getting your tires and toolbox and gas tanks and supplies out from the back just a little bit harder. But anyways, moving on down into the front bumper here, we're going to start off with stock, as you guys can see. Next down the line we have the tubular one, which is painted bright white. And then here's the woods, which I personally prefer. And there's also stinger. You got the winch on the front. Looks alright, doesn't look bad. And then we have the heavy one. I think the woods out of all of them looks the best personally. Or really just nothing. I might just go with nothing because I don't want to cover up that beautiful bullnose front end. Alright, next is our snorkel. You can go ahead and throw on one of those, doesn't hurt. Now for exhaust, I like that it gives us this option here. Here's our straight exhaust, pretty generic. You see it all the time. And then you can have the option to choose to an angled exhaust, which you don't see that often. But I personally prefer the angled exhaust, especially on these older vehicles, because I feel like it looks better. Alright, now moving on down into rims here, we have the option to choose from AR26s here, GWC 10-hole. Those actually don't look half bad, but they don't look like they're fully on the tire. Then here's the GWC beadlocks, AR62, GWC beadlocks again, mag slot, steelies, mil spec wheels, GWC machete, GWC process, and GWC mode. I don't know, these wheels right here look pretty nice. And here are our paint options. If this wasn't like a hot pink and black, it'd look a little bit better if it was like a darker red. This actually doesn't look half bad. Ooh, now this is switching it up a little bit, and I like it. And here also you can switch the tone, switch the black and the blues. However, I like to sing black with the blue stripe, so big fan of that. But I feel like I've seen one of these Broncos with this paint job before, so this also looks really good as well. But anyways guys, that's it for our GWC Buster. Let's head out and see how she performs. Alright guys, so right off the bat we can see here that this thing has a 27-gallon tank. Not half bad. 6-gear gearbox, all-time diff lock, engageable all-wheel drive, no suspension options from right here. The gearbox does not have low plus or low minus, however I bet if we did do the offered gearbox it would, so forgot that we did choose the highway one. And yeah, so that's it for the truck. Let's go ahead and start up, see what she sounds like. Sounds pretty good with that 460 in it, and these wheels are looking nice. Interior view looks pretty spot on, looks pretty good. And of course we have our supplies in the back. That's our big roll bar there. Alright, now let's go ahead and just cruise around a little bit, see how the acceleration is and whatnot. It's not going to be the fastest thing in the world, however we do have the fastest setting set up on it if we were trying to see how fast it is. Just because I have the built 460 in it and then the highway 6-gear gearbox. Now I know a couple of you guys will be just a little bit mad that I didn't pick those giant 51-inch monster tires. But this is a little bit more practical, and a lot more people will use a setup like this for the mud rather than those giant tires. Or maybe it's just me, I don't know. But let's go ahead and take her through the first mud hole and see how she performs. Alright, we're getting a little bit stuck at the end. It's alright, nothing that bad. We kind of just blew through it up until right there. Alright, now see how she handles the second mud hole. I don't want to take her in low gear all the way to the end, however I might have to. I don't want to say she's stuck, but she's moving really slow, and we're in low gear. Now if I had the off-road gearbox, I'd just be able to throw it into low minus or low plus. But this is taking an awful long time. That's the performance for how this thing will hold up in the mud. That's what she looks like, a little bit muddy. Now let's go ahead and test out high gear and stuff like that. We're not timing any of this, we're just trying to see how fast we can go. Alright, here's normal acceleration, 5 through 6 gear. We're in 5th gear out of 6. Now we're in 6th gear. Not too fast, but still really controllable, and has pretty good brakes. Alright, now let's see if the high gear is just amazing. Alright, that's about as fast as I expected 6th gear to be, but oh, then we stalled the engine. Alright guys, that's it for the GWC Buster, or honestly I forget what year it is, but the bullnose Ford Bronco, the console friendly one that is, with zero branding or naming anywhere on it. So you guys should be able to see this on your console mod browsers here very soon if it's not already up. And yeah guys, that's it for this video and our GWC Buster. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you guys did enjoy this video, as well as subscribe and hit that little notification bell right next to the subscribe button if you're new and you haven't already, to never miss a new daily video from me. Now with that guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you have an amazing rest of guys day or night. And with that, I'll catch you guys very, very soon in the next one.